Hello, my name is Dietmar Pascha. I'm partner and trainer of Kontroling Academy and responsible manager for our international program. I'm very proud today to announce that 2017 we have our 5 years jubilee of partnership between Kontroling Academy and Kognosko. 5 years where 8 generations were educated in Zagreb, and 2 of these 8 generations received already their diploma in Germany. For this special year of 2017, we have also thought about which topic could be special enough for the special day I perform in Zagreb every year. So this 15th of February, we will dedicate to cash. The motto is, cash is king while profit is an opinion. And I want to share with you which are the topics of this special event on the 15th of February. Here you have a balance sheet. These are the fixed assets or non-current assets. We have the current assets within cash is one of the important positions. And of course we have the equity and liability side of our balance sheet. When it comes to cash, we will have a focus first on the big picture. Why cash is so important. And this is driven by the financial markets, this is driven by the owners of the company, driven by their shareholders. So we start the day with what is the shareholder value of a company? What is the enterprise value? And if we looked at the enterprise value of the company, then for most of the companies it is true that the enterprise value is bigger than the balance sheet totals, which we can see here. Once you buy a company like this, what we are going to do as well in the workshop, we'll look at the enterprise value for mergers and acquisitions. We will find out that if we pay more for a company than the total balance sheet tells us, that we find, let's say, the goodwill inside the selling or purchasing price of a company. And we will ask ourselves, what is in between the balance sheet, what we really can see and touch, and what are the intangible assets in between, like brand recognition, like customer base, or some other potentials, which are finally described or reflected by, let's say, the strength of cash, by what is the amount of cash a company can generate long enough so that we can calculate the enterprise value of, we'll call it the future developed cash flows. We are talking about the discounted cash flow method. We'll talk about multiples when it comes to evaluations from companies. And we'll talk about what part of the enterprise value is part of the shareholders. And what is the value for the shareholder, the owner of the company. So we will understand why cash flow is such an important key ratio for the financial markets, for the owners and the shareholders of the companies. And this is one request, one requirement, let's say, why inside the company we are driven by cash flow. The other part, of course, is that cash flow is so intensively important, not only for the operational business, but also for the further development of our competitive advantages. So therefore, cash has yet a second very important understanding, a very important function. Thereof, in the afternoon of the session, we will talk about how to optimize the cash flow by means of working capital management. And I want to show you in this special day that working capital management is far more than negotiating payment terms. Working capital management has big influence not only on cash flow, this is the main driver, but I will show you that working capital management as well has influence on profit. Not only on profit, but also on your targets, on your interest rates, and last but not least, on your cost structure. And this is why it makes cash a king, because when you drive cash flow, you drive more than only liquidity here, which is already very important, but you influence your cost structure, your interest burden, your different targets, and with it, of course, the profit of the company. And when we are looking inside with the, let's say, magnifying glass, what is inside of working capital management, then as I said already, it's not only negotiating payment terms. We're not talking about days sales outstanding, payables outstanding only, but we're talking about real processes within your company. Processes as order to cash, processes as forecast to fulfill, and last but not least, purchase to pay. And there's a long list which I'm going to send you as well as a documentation with the special seminar, a checklist where can I influence my cash and cash activities so that it makes an impact to the company as a whole. Hope I made you interested into this topic, and hopefully we see the 15th of February to our special event on Cash is King.